Hello folks, how to attempt a mock. And we've seen lots of videos on how to analyze a mock. After you've done everything, how do you take stock? How have I done? Was my question selection good? What did I know? What did I learn? Etc. 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 We're going to focus a little bit on how to attempt a mock. What should be your mindset, your thought process just before entering a mock and the beginning of the mock and during the mock. Not the post-facto analysis, but the pre-mock and during mock. How should you be thinking? What's your thought process? That's what we're going to dive into today. Right? First of all, make sure that you set up your environment. Make sure that there is decent space. Make sure that you don't pause or take breaks. This is not you're not winging it. You're taking it super seriously. You have to train your mind to not give up. Lots of times when you take mocks, when the first section goes kaput and you feel like, if I do it fully, I'll get a disappointing score. That is bad. I don't want to see a 33 percentile mark. Let me not see it. I will simply not complete this mock. There's a big part of your brain that keeps saying that. Right? So you should beat down that and complete the mock. Gritting your way through mocks that are not going your way is super valuable. And so make sure that this is super important. Simulate real CAT conditions. Clear that place out. Sit. Have a very clear thing. Keep your phone in 3 rooms away. Building your mind to have the stamina to hang in there for 2 hours is a whole separate exercise. You cannot just go and wing it. You can't say, okay, I'm taking a mock, I'll take a break. I'll just finish this call and come back. Oh, that's very important. I just got that notification. None of that bull. That 2 hours, super intense. Your mind will wander. You have to bring it back. The more you bring it back, the more you get used to bringing it back. And so during mocks, mind wanders, and we're not monks and we're not saints. We cannot just focus on one thing for long stretches of time. It is all right if your mind takes a walk. It's very important to bring it back. And that can happen only if you think of it very much like a real CAT condition. Right? So no breaks, no pausing, no taking one section at a time. Big part of learning to crack mocks is fatigue. Right? So attempting a quant question after having sat through 90 minutes in a mock is very difficult. And that is what we're trying to learn. So no pause, break, no breaking into 3 sections, none of that. And so clear out the space, attack this. Right? Mindset is again very important. How should you be thinking? Don't chase a score. You can have a plan, but don't have a super clear target. There's an old quote about war. Right? So planning is important, but plans are not. And what is meant by that is thinking about what you will do in different settings, how to being intense in different scenarios, having your target for how you will go about different papers, how you will make change plans. That is important. But saying I'll attempt 14 questions, I'll attempt 13, I'll attempt 11, this is what I'll get as error rate. That is wrong, because then you start chasing and then that increases error rate, makes it completely out of whack. And so don't set up have a plan in the sense that give importance to the notion of planning. Don't work to one predetermined plan. Right? If you find an easy question, smile. If you find a tough question, smile bigger, because you're going to leave it. You're not going to try it. It's not going to snare you in. So smile bigger. Temperamentally, being sound is important. Being kind of happy with the whole process is super important. Don't get caught in this tussle where you say, look, this question from pipes and cisterns, I'm the king in this topic, I'll demolish this. Then you start losing the ability to leave question. You start losing the ability to leave an entire LRDA set, because you're caught in the idea of doing this. In financial analysts, when you learn that, you'll learn the notion of sunk cost. What has already gone in should be irrelevant for further decisions. And so you might have heard this phrase, don't throw good money after bad money. You made an investment that's not working. Then you want to put some more and get it back. And that can make things even worse. And so you can't say, I've done this much, so I have to make this work. You have to be crystal clear and set back and say, look, that question didn't work. That doesn't mean I'm tanking. Leave this and go to the next one. Okay. Specific strategy, attempt strategy for verbal. Again, how would you approach a mock? What are you thinking about? What should be your thought process when you begin this section and when you're in the mock session? And so Verbal, the typical errors that happen is number one error that I can come up with is your reading pace is off. What do I mean by that? You're reading so fast that you're not registering anything. It's happened to me tons of times. It happens to several people lots of times. Read, there'll be a long passage. In the middle, you would have read paragraph number 3, but you've not registered anything. You're just glazing over it. Right? So that can happen because you're trying to read so hard that it doesn't work. So read at your natural pace. Reading too slow when you're saying, look, I need to remember everything, I will write this down, I'll do that. That makes your intuitive feel for the topic go away. So read at one nice natural pace. Don't keep on measuring your speed all the time. That doesn't work. So that is something to keep in mind very, very clearly when you're doing verbal. Right? So second thing, have resolved those 1 and 2s. Verbal, I find people saying, look, usually I shortlist very well. I bring it down to 2 choices, B and C, A and D, C and A, something like that. And then sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't work for me. Remember, every question in verbal has a unique answer. Only one answer is correct. So if the question setter has planted choice A and C, and only one of those is right, he has very clearly planted 2 close choices with something to distinguish between the 2 to make one better or the other worse. That's part of the game. Don't say I've shortlisted between these 2. इसके बाद luck है, देख लेंगे. इसके बाद luck नहीं है. And I used to say that a lot of times. And so I used to be like, in verbal I was very clear that I would not shortlist into 2, and I'll be like, look, everybody will attempt 10 questions, I'll attempt 15. Some 8 go my way, 7 don't go my way. I'm good. I can read fast. I can compensate somewhere else. I'll get more marks in quant. That used to be my thinking. Fine. Upset, wrong. Hey, they all make mistakes. So that's not correct. So spend time in resolving those 1 and 2s inside. And so it's super important. Your leisure reading backbone is going to really help you set a natural pace. So keep reading, keep leisure reading till the day of your exam. And that's one thing. Final thing in verbal, you can start anywhere, but don't look to end with an RC. Don't say, I will, the last 7 minutes, and I'm starting to read a passage. It's tricky. A reading comprehension passage has, say, 4 questions. Typically, you spend about 4.5-5 minutes reading those questions and 1 minute per question, assuming you're really good. Or you'll spend 8 minutes reading a passage, 1.5 minutes per question, depending on your pace. So, if you look at the marks obtained versus time, if you draw a graph, okay, so how many marks have you obtained and how many attempts you have made and how much time you have spent. 0 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you have not attempted a single question. Minute number 6 minutes, you have attempted 1 question, 7 minutes, 2 questions, 8 minutes, 3 questions, 9 minutes, 4 questions. If everything goes swimmingly well for you. And so, suppose you start a reading comprehension passage at minute 34 with 6 minutes remaining, there's every chance you'll read this passage and not be able to attend any question. And so, not being able to attempt a question and having invested time in reading, criminal. And so, typically for me, I'll have questions to end the VRC section with, either para jumble or sentence elimination or para summary, standalone questions. Sometimes I'll end with the theta ones where I'll just wing it. 1/2 a minute remaining, I'll mark B, C, B, have some fun. So end with the filler questions. Also means you cannot afford to finish all VA and then come to RC, because you've been doing fantastically well. 36 minutes done, you've done all VA, you've done 3 RC passages, you're killing this. You have no time to read that last passage. You might have got 99.9. You've given yourself no chance of even winging it. The last 3 minutes you'll be twiddling your thumbs. So don't have a plan to completely end with RC. Even if you like starting with VA, some people don't want to start with RC. They want to ease into the paper. They want to read short things and then go to the longer thing. It can be there. And do 2-3, do RC, do 2 passages in RC, do 1 or 2 more of verbal, then go to RC. If you're very clear that you can finish 1 more RC and nothing else, do that. Or have a mechanism to kind of end into and slide into VA for the last 3-4 minutes. Super useful. Don't end with RC. One is you might completely end up not attempting any question. 2, it can mess with your reading speed. If you're starting at minute 32, you're like, oh, 32 minutes on. Instead of 5 minutes, if it takes me 6 minutes, I have no time to read. So I read fast. And then you're done. You're reading fast, your mind is glazing, and then you're not seeing anything. And so keep those things in mind while attempting RC. Any section, start with a smile and end with a deep breath. Start with a smile, I'm going to enjoy this paper. And end with Next one, here I come. The more you can train your mind to think of it as 3 40-minute sections, 3 independent 40-minute papers, the better it is going to be for you. Hello folks, we have an All India mock that's happening this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is in July 18, 19, 20. As ever, there will be this beautiful questions in all 3 sections, and we at 2IIM really totally take lot of pride in the detail we offer in our solutions and something juicy sitting in our mock questions. And so I've seen a bunch of those questions. They're super delicious. So it should be challenging. It should help you benchmark. It should help you assess where you stand. It'll be like a good way to spend your weekend. And so this All India mock is also free. And so it's on 18, 19 and 20. There'll be a link given here. Sign up, register for it, have a crack at it, and send us your thoughts, feedback, all of that. Best wishes.